it's warming up. It's that time of year. It's time to wash your car and actually see better results this summer. I think a lot of people wash their vehicles and they're better off taking it somewhere through a car wash because they see water spots. They're just not happy with the whole process. It's a little bit cumbersome. You know, you don't feel like dragging the hose out. Today I wanted to talk about 7 best practices for cleaning your car this spring. A couple things to keep in mind if you're a beginner. I want to start with how to wash your car. So most people just start with a panel. They might start with the tires, they might start with the wheels, and they kind of don't have a process for how to begin. Whatever's closest to the hose, to the bucket, is where they start. But one thing that I would do is I would start from the top and work your way down. The reason you want to do that is because the bottom of your vehicle is really going to be the dirtiest part of your car, really your bumper area. If you have a spare tire like I do on my Jeep, that's usually the dirtiest part of the car. You've got so much grime, and you've got so much dirt and rainwater and puddle water that's always splashing up, and that's where it makes contact first. So you don't want to start there with your wash mitt and then work your way up, really bringing dirt from the dirtiest part of your car up to the top. You really want to start at the top and work your way down. The second tip I want to talk about is always using plenty of suds. This is something that I didn't used to do when I first started washing vehicles. I would just kind of use whatever was in the bucket. I kind of expected there to be less suds at the end of the day. But one of the things that I do now that I used not to do is I always use a foam gun to apply suds. If you're not sure what this is a device that attaches to your garden hose, and what it'll do is it'll actually apply the suds to your vehicle, so you don't have to worry about dipping a dirty wash mitt in a bucket. Even if you rinse out the wash mitt and you dip it back in the bucket, you're still going to transfer a lot of that brake dust, a lot of that dirt back onto the wash mitt, and it'll really just eat up a lot of soap that you put in there, because dirt and soap really don't mix. The more dirt you have, the less suds that you'll have over time. So what I like to do is use a foam gun. If you have a pressure washer, you can also use what's called a foam cannon, and this will make applying suds to your car a lot easier. It'll create more thick foam, like the foam they spray on your car whenever you drive it through an automatic car wash. So that's another product that you can purchase. I actually picked one up for about $100 on Amazon. You can check that out in the description. I've got a link for that. I've also got another link for the foam gun that you see in this video. I think it was about $20, but honestly, it's one of the best investments that I've made, just because it's quick. You don't really have to take the pressure washer out if you don't want to. But I do like using a pressure washer, especially around the wheels. If I'm going to spend, an hour or so washing a couple vehicles, it just makes the process a lot faster. And then you can also use a foam cannon with the pressure washers, because those do require pressure. So the next thing I want to talk about is really washing wheels and how to do that. A lot of people, they use the same bucket that they use on their paint to wash their wheels. They use their tire brushes, they dip those in a bucket, or they contaminate clean water or relatively clean water that they're using to wash their car with, and they stick tire brushes in there. You really want a separate 5-gallon bucket to wash tires. So if you have a couple extra buckets laying around, dedicate one of those for all your wheel brushes. It'll be something that you'll really thank yourself for, because that's one of the best ways to contaminate a clean part of your vehicle, is just to use the same bucket. Especially if you wash your tires and your wheels last, a lot of that residue will stay around and it can really contaminate the whole process. So make sure that you do that. The next thing I want to talk about is really making sure you have easy access to a hose, easy access to your entire arsenal of detailing equipment. One of the most frustrating parts about washing your car, everybody knows this, is just the process of like hauling a bucket out there, grabbing soap, grabbing this from over here, grabbing your brushes. You really need a system for really washing your car to make it as quick and efficient as possible. I think more people would probably wash their vehicles if it was just easier. So one thing you might want to pick up is a auto detailing caddy, something with wheels, like a basic janitor's caddy you can pick up on Amazon, that you can put your wash bucket on. You can put all of your sprays, all of your soaps, all of your accessories, everything you need. So all you have to do is just wheel it out. It really stays, all your equipment stays on there. You don't have to worry about picking up soap off the concrete and worrying about where to put your rags, and everything's there. So you can pick these up for around like 60 to 70 bucks. I definitely think it's worth the investment. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check one of those out as well. The next thing that you want to think about when you're washing or detailing your vehicle is to make sure that you keep all of your glass towels and all of your microfiber towels that you might use to clean the interior with. Make sure you keep those clean and in a bag and really not just laying around. I'm really bad for doing this. And I've tried to be better about it by buying some of those plastic bags to keep all of my different microfibers in. If you do any research on this, I actually have a blog post on this entire topic about cleaning microfiber towels and the difference between a glass towel that's used to clean your windshield versus one that you use just to spray on waxes. And there's an entire process behind using microfiber towels. Some are really great at absorbing a lot of water. Others are great for not creating streaks. So those are the glass towels that you can buy. So really familiarize yourself with that and just make sure that you always keep those clean. Last thing I want to talk about really in conjunction with that, I'm not sure if this is 7 tips, I believe it is, but make sure that you always have a place to hang up your wash mitt, hang up everything so it can dry properly. You don't want a bunch of water just laying in buckets. So make sure that you can hang up your wash mitt, hang up your microfiber towels, and just make sure you have a system for processing all that stuff. Really the best thing that you can do is just hang it up. You don't really want to put a lot of these towels in the dryer if you don't know what you're doing. So I think that's just a tip. Just have a dedicated spot outside to hang these up. Make sure they dry really well, and they will actually last a little bit longer than if you just sort of wring them out and throw them back in a bucket. So I'm a big fan of organization. The more I learn about auto detailing techniques, get a cart, get somewhere to store all your products, whether that's a shelf, some sort of cabinet to keep everything, and you'll be on your way. So there you have it, 7 tips for washing your vehicle. I hope this video has been helpful. If you like auto detailing content, you're really getting into this type of stuff, be sure to hit subscribe. I really focus on auto detailing best practices for beginners all the way up to auto detailers. So if you have a business, obviously I've got some content there as well. A bunch of blog posts and content on carwashcountry.com, as well as some ebooks, some tutorials, some guides, things like that. So check that out. But until next time, hope everybody has a great day. God bless. Peace.